Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is Tree City Wes. Let me get all situated here. I think we're all getting pretty excited about the Xenmaps concept. I know I'm excited to share it with you guys. But to start it off, if you could come over to the stream here. Shout out to Simple Waters, man. That was a great space. That was an awesome space. I'm still in there, apparently. Let me refresh my Twitter here. But if you could come over to the Tree City West Twitter, retweet the stream, try to get some more hashtags in here. Shout out to the guys watching on Twitter. We're also streaming on Kick and Twitch. And today's stream is going to be a little different. We're going to be talking about Xenmaps, and we're going to run through what I've been making over the last couple days. It's been a fun Thanksgiving break. So hopefully everything sounds good. Let me know if the music's too loud, if I'm too quiet. Hopefully everything sounds good. And let's get into it. So during the stream, we talked about the Gitbook, so what Xenmaps is. So let's get into it. If you head over to gitbook.xenmaps.io, you can follow along. What's up, Zensu? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Rolando. Hey, Janet Rakuten. What's up, Cray Crypto? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, let's get into it. We're just going to briefly cover the Gitbook, and then I'm going to show you the DApp that we've been building. It's kind of rough around the edges. You know, this is all still being developed, but I wanted to get the idea out there because I need feedback from people. I need to know what changes to make and ways we can make this better, more scalable for the future. So I'm just starting with the initial concepts, and I want to know what you guys' thoughts are, what you think about it, and how we can improve the whole thing. So what are Xenmaps and how do they work? It's an innovative component to the XenBlocks ecosystem. It gives the users ability to claim ownership of specific blocks in the XenBlocks network and commemorate them as an NFT. And the commemorate part is kind of the special twist that we're doing with the NFT rather than the inscription. So this feature emphasizes immutable ownership, a cornerstone in the realm of decentralized technology. The essence of Xenmaps lies in the unique offering, allowing users to inscribe personalized messages onto their Xenmaps. So the idea is, you know, it's a fair mint, free mint, just like Bitmaps. It's very similar to Bitmaps, but it has a couple extra features. So you inscribe your Xenmap, sorry, not inscribe, you mint your Xenmap. It's an ERC 721, and you get the NFT. On the NFT, there's a special box with a special message, and you can actually change that message and display it on your NFT. And when you run the function for that message, it updates that message on the SVG, on the actual picture of the NFT. So it's really cool. You can actually run a function to change the look of your NFT and put a special message on there. The idea is, you know, with Bitmaps, you're kind of claiming a parcel, you're claiming your stake, that's your Bitcoin on the blockchain. And the idea is, why is that block special to you? So you can add a line and say, hey, this is my first super block, or this is, you know, you can write a secret message on there. So we'll get to what that looks like, but that's the general idea. You know, it's a bitmap with some added functionality that you can commemorate why this XenBlock is important to you. So it's a free first principle of crypto mint. It offers the capability of owning a piece of the blockchain, such as the bitmap. So it's very similar to Bitmap with the added functionality of the personal imprint on the chain. It's designed to attract those passionate and decentralized technologies. You know, there's a lot of people inscribing right now, and I think it's pretty cool to not only have an inscription, but also have an NFT tied to it that you can input data on. So that's kind of a new idea. But the on-chain ownership is the key. Each Xenmap NFT is linked to a specific block on the XenBlocks blockchain, ensuring genuine ownership. The project's developed in Solidity, so it's basically an ERC 721. So it's not a true inscription. I know there's some confusion about that, but it might be. So we might implement something where you have this smart contract NFT that updates the inscription as well as the SVG. I think that's a super interesting idea that I've just thought about while talking to Sensu in the last hour. So that's a very cool idea. We might implement that if I can figure it out. But obviously that also relies on the X1 and the XenBlocks network, you know, how the data is going to be written, kind of like the technicalities there. So version 1, the one that I've deployed on the fastnet and testing right now, it'll be focused on testing the XenBlocks minting app, gathering feedback from the community and the art design and how the process works, on what you think about the front end, how can we improve that and make it better for the mainnet. The version 1 is going to omit the XenBlocks data. So the idea is when you mint a valid XenBlock, so say I want to mint Xenmap for XenBlock number 1000. You're the only one that can mint that XenBlock. And if it's a valid block number, it'll pull all of that block data into the NFT. So you can see it in the metadata and you can reference it, you know, verify your ownership. If it's not a valid block number, you can still inscribe it, but it doesn't pull that block information and it's not a valid Xenmap. So I think that's kind of a cool feature of using an ERC rather than an inscription. You can kind of build some logic into it. So the minting DApp will verify the unique ownership, and if the block number exists and was previously minted, the block information will be added, thus proving ownership for the valid Zen block. So then you'll have this Zen map with the Zen block information and a special message that displays on it. So you're like, hey, this was my first super block. I minted it on this date. Shout out to Hashheads. And you can write that on the front of your NFT, something that you can't do with bitmaps right now. So for example, a user could inscribe a message that says, this block was TreeCityWest.eth's first super block, and the message will show directly on the Zen NFT, or on the Xenmaps NFT. So I think that's kind of the special sauce with this one. The dynamic NFT metadata. It introduces a dynamic approach to the metadata that allows you to update it, update the URI, the SVG that's generated. There's a function, a read function when you call that. It gives you the SVG data, calls it right up. Just show directly. Ooh, whoa, wrong button. Meant to turn the music down. Sorry about that. So it'll present the SVG when it calls the get URI function, token URI function, and then you're binding it to specific block data. So it creates a unique digital asset that directly corresponds with the tangible element of the XenBlocks blockchain. So if you're the first one to inscribe that number and you get that block information stored inside your NFT, that's going to be the point, that you're proving that you own the block and it has that block data inside of it, and you can inscribe a message on it. Just kind of a fun little commemorative NFT that you can use for future use case. Say someone builds a metaverse on top of XenBlocks, they could have parcels of land that are based on the block numbers, and the Zen map is the pass to your block. It's your verification and ownership, immutable record that says you own this block number that has this hash number and data on it. So very cool stuff. And yeah. So all these features are carried out through smart contracts, responsible for fetching, verifying, and scribing the block data for the NFTs. So this is where we talk about the different challenges that I'm running into. At first, I wanted to get the block data in there, and I was so focused on that, but I realized that's a major challenge because the XenBlocks data doesn't live on X1. So it's not like I can just query it. It's not like a Python script where I can go call the API. There's no data. You can't do that on blockchain. It has to be on chain for you to view and decipher that code. So in version 1, the one that's going to be releasing this week, the significant challenge is the XenBlocks data, getting it onto the testnet. So I decided to skip that part and just make sure I can design a sleek and efficient front end that mints the NFT and then interacts by creating the message. That is all this version 1 is doing. It doesn't have any of the block data, the XenBlocks information that I'm hoping to incorporate. It's basically just going to be a Zen map that you can write a message on, and it's a unique string. That's really all it is in this V1, and it's just kind of a proof of concept to design the front end and the smart contract. So the absence of a reliable oracle and on-chain data availability makes the block data vulnerable to manipulation. So basically what that means, you can't write it. If anyone could write their own block data, then they could just put in whatever, and then the block data doesn't make sense, and it's a whole moot point. So that's kind of where the V1 comes in. And then in the XenBlocks over the last couple days, we've been talking about in the Telegram about a dedicated EVM smart contract that'll store the XenBlocks data on chain for reference, maybe on the testnet or the mainnet. I think that's an amazing concept. Deck sent me some code. I have it saved in my notes and I need to go through it. I think that's an amazing idea. I'm not sure if it'll index fast enough, maybe on the fastnet. But version 2. So the version 2 is where in the future, when we have the block data available on chain, and there's two ways this could happen. Either we develop the smart contract that stores it on chain that our smart contract can reference, and it can pull and verify the blocks that way, or we get a XenBlocks testnet that already has the block data on chain. So there's no smart contract we need to query. We're just already on the chain and we just need to query the API. So that's kind of the thought there. Which one's going to be built first? When that gets built and we're able to build that, Then we'll be able to store and verify the actual on-chain data for XenBlocks. So that's going to be future development, and it's really setting this up so we can build on it in the future. So the deployment strategy is based on the X1 mainnet testnet and the X1 fastnet readiness. If the XenBlock is operational before the fast1 testnet, Xenmaps will deploy directly on the XenBlocks chain. So, you know, it really depends on if we develop the smart contract first, or if the EVM piece of the XenBlocks network goes live. I think that's going to happen pretty soon. I mean, it's crazy to see those chirps and those tweets from Jack. It's so amazing. So excited to see, like, he was blowing my mind with the inscription standard. That's such forward thinking. That makes this development so much easier when that's available that early, before the chain's even launched. I'm so excited. Anyways, so not much to say here. We're actively developing a method to prevent minting invalid block numbers. So right now in V1, you can mint any block number, and since there's no on-chain data to verify if that block exists, you can mint future blocks before they're minted. So someone could literally come in, it's a free mint, they can mint every block that exists, and it's cheap gas, so it'd be easy to do. Right now, I don't have any logic to prevent that, and they will be able to mint future blocks that don't exist. But the idea is, unlike with bitmaps, where if you accidentally mint one that's invalid, you're just stuck with it, a smart contract will have logic built in that doesn't allow you to mint an invalid Xenmap. It'll allow you to mint a Xenmap with a text string, and it'll allow you to mint a Xenmap with a block number. But if it's a number, then it has to be a valid block with information, and it'll pull that data on-chain into the NFT, and that'll be the valid XenBlock. But the text XenBlocks are just gonna be fun. You know, you can make like a Tree City West.XenBlock, and it's not gonna be a valid with any block data in it, but it'll still exist just for fun. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're doing the fastnet testing. This is getting ready to launch. So we're going to be testing the basic minting functionality. We're going to be testing the front-end user face, the smart contract stability, the dynamic NFT updates, making sure this works at scale. You know, there's no surprises with the storage or anything. So that'll be the first round of the testing. And then we'll start resolving bugs and goals and start building towards that V2. Once we get the data on chain, we'll either launch it on the fastnet with the data that has the smart contract, or we're going to launch it on the XenBlocks testnet. So this one will have, you know, the key features of the mainnet. So this is what this page, the XenBlocks network launch page, is basically what XenBlocks is. This is the best description of XenBlocks in its current state. So the project will go live when all the critical components, particularly the on-chain block data and the developed logic for minting and ownership verification of valid blocks, are fully implemented and tested. The key commitment to thoroughness is key in delivering the NFT experience that's both authentic and reliable. We're dedicated to launching a platform that not only meets but exceeds to community expectations. And these are the key features. So on-chain block data integration. We're integrating real block data from the XenBlocks blockchain to provide authenticity and depth to each NFT. You'll be able to see the hash data. If it's a super block, a Zuni block, a regular block, you'll be able to see who mined it originally, and you'll be able to write a story about that. And that's with the dynamic NFT customization. This offers users the ability to inscribe and update personalized messages on top of the NFT. So that's the second big feature use case. You're able to inscribe a message, and you can put that message on your NFT and then send it to somebody, and then they have that message. And since it's a free mint with unlimited blocks, more and more blocks will be coming out every day. It's basically unlimited messages that are free to mint and you can send to people. So like I mentioned in the Twitter space, I was being funny, but part of the inspiration for this came from OKX saying that Zen and X1 aren't, the testnet isn't a real platform. So I'm like, let's build something on it. And now it's kind of funny. It kind of evolved into this whole thing where you can customize a message and send it to somebody. So it would be pretty funny if somehow, like, you know, we had a bunch of no KX tweets and messages on chain. So that was part of the, but it's really not designed for that. It's really designed to store the block data for the XenBlocks ecosystem. A block a second, exactly. Yep. So here's a quick platform preview. This is what it looks like currently. We have the minting page here, and I'm actually going to dive into this, but very simple. It just has the social media icons, has the connect button. You can mint your XMap, you can inscribe on your XMap, and you can search by your XMap. So this is the only way to, you can view them directly in the Explorer, which is pretty cool. It shows up on the Explorer, and you can search here. Part of the development will be to create like a viewport software, a viewport app where you can see all your XenFTs like in a grid, kind of like the Zen.network site. Make it look like that. That'd be pretty cool. Some kind of search where you could search by almost like a Xenmaps Explorer. That'd be pretty cool. And then we also have the Xenmaps NFT itself. So this is the preview of the Xenmaps NFT. So I wanted to get inspiration from the OG Zen torrents. You know, I love the look and the simplicity, and I didn't know that it was on-chain SVG. So I'm like, wow, I'm gonna have to reverse engineer this. So I had to go into the Zen torrent contract, see how it creates the SVG, reverse engineer that, change the gradient, the colors, and the text, and the X, and you know what the different fields are and how it works. But it took a couple days, but I got it reworked, and now the smart contract will automatically generate this contract address. So that's pretty cool. It says, go home, Hydor, you're drunk. No KX. 420.zenmap. So, and then the future design. So there's so many different things. There's the metaverse integration, blockchain gaming. I think those are two huge sectors of blockchain technology that are going to be exploding this bull run. You can also do things like a community exclusive access to social media groups and discords. You can do social media verification, and there's so many different use cases. Same with bitmaps. You know, there's Bitmap Valley. I want to see a Xenmap Valley and a Xenmap metaverse that someone builds using Xenmaps, just like they built using bitmaps. And the key is going to be building Xenmaps in a way that allows that scalability. So it's currently under active development, poised to redefine the NFT landscape. But yeah, I'm really excited. You can get more information at Xenmaps_IO on Twitter. I'm running that Twitter account. We also have the website. I need to update the website with the Gitbook and all the new information. But you like the color, CSS Master? Hell yeah. Thanks, Rolando. So let's look at the DApp. I got it live running on my local server here. So this is what the DApp looks like. Xenmaps.io. We got the social media buttons, the GitHub. You can mint your XMap, inscribe your XMap, and search by your XMap. So I want to demo this for you. This is what the Xenmaps DApp will look like and what the functionality will have for the V1. At this point, it's just kind of cleaning up the cosmetics and making it run smoother and look nicer. But what we'll do is we'll click on the connect button, and see, this is what I mean. The text here is black. It's supposed to be green, but it says my wallet's connected, 0x, so it's connected. It has my wallet there. I'm just gonna have to fix the formatting on that text there. That's kind of funny. So now that my wallet's connected, the button changed to disconnect. Now I can actually mint my Xenmap. So first, say I want to mint 0.zenmap. I shouldn't be able to because it already exists. So if I hit mint now, I get an error, token already exists, or other processing error. This happens in the smart contract as well in the website logic, so you can only mint one Xenmap per suffix. So let's go with, I don't think I did 69.zenmap. Let's try that one. Perfect. So I typed in 69.zenmap. I hit the mint now button, and now it's prompting me for the transaction. We'll go ahead and confirm it. Now we'll watch for the transaction to complete. And there we go. The transaction's complete. You can see the Xenmaps contract. This one is currently deployed on the fastnet. Now it doesn't work very well. This isn't going to be the one that's on the live DApp, so you can go play with this, but it's not going to do anything. But you can see the block number string at 69.zenmap. What will happen on the mainnet is it'll pull all these fields and have all the block information stored on the input of the Xenmap. But if I click on the token ID, it'll take me to the Xenmap, and here we can see, here's our Xenmap with the initial message, 69.zenmap, stay Zen, hash heads, token ID number 6, has the contract address right there, and it did that on chain. So what happens to these when X1 comes out? We have historical NFTs, right? So the official mainnet is not going to launch until XenBlocks comes out. So this will be on XenBlocks/X1. So yeah, right now we're just testing. So these don't mean anything. They're not going to be part of anything. They're probably going to be deleted at any point. So, but this is on chain. This image exists on chain. So this is not hosted on someone's server. This is actually an on-chain NFT that we just created. So you can see the metadata here. This is the data for the image that the smart contract creates. So it's not stored on the server. The metadata actually has the coding. It's a byte 64 coding that creates this image. So that's amazing technology, and this is where it starts to get fun. So if we go back to our app, I can write a message on top of my Xenmap. So I'm going to type in 69.zenmap, and I'm going to say down with OKX and centralization, no KX, no KX. All right, so down with OKX and centralization. We're going to inscribe this message directly on 69.zenmap. So I'll write it on my Xenmap, and it's going to ask me for a transaction. So I'll go ahead and confirm the transaction. So the contract's pending. This is what it looks like right now. So right now it says stay Zen hash heads. That's what the default message is. If you mint your Xenmap, this is what the default message comes as. So now if we go back, we just ran the command to inscribe on our Xenmap, which should change that message. The contract interaction's confirmed. We can view the contract on the verified contract. We can see the hex data. It updates the message here, down with OKX and centralization. So that's written in the transaction. And now if we go back to the React DApp, I should be able to search by Xenmap. Type in 69.zenmap, search for it, and boom, 69 Xenmap, down with OKX and centralization. So this is where I'm at. Right now, I see how like this text is black. I don't like that. I want to change it white. I want to fix this font. This font is ugly and small. I can't really read it. But this is the general idea. This is the basis. So this is the on-chain XenFT generated by the SVG in the contract that updates when you run that transaction. So the cool thing about this is you can actually do this all on chain. So say the front end goes down, you can actually come back to the contract here, go into the Xmap contract, the Xenmap contract, go to the right contract, and I can come down here and find the write block data function. It's function number 10. So we have this write block data. So I'm going to update 69.zenmap, and I'm going to have it say, what should I have it say? You guys tell me what I should inscribe on it. Let me know. First one to respond, I'll inscribe whatever they say. I'll sell you some Zunies. OKX sucks. That's cool. We could go with that. So we're gonna say Craig Crypto says OKX sucks. No, I won't inscribe your YouTube name on there. We'll just say OKX sucks. So now if I write the block data, 69.zenmap, OKX sucks. I'm doing this in the Block Scout Explorer on the X1 blockchain. I can update the right block data. Go ahead and run the connection, run the transaction. The gas fee costs a whole 0.0002 XN. So now, contract interaction's already confirmed. I come back to the React app. I refresh the page. We go ahead and search for 69.Xenmap, and it should say, OKX sucks. Oops, wrong one. This is the one. So OKX sucks. So there we go. So we updated it from Block Scout, and you can see it updated on chain just like that. So now I could send this to somebody and they'll have the Xenmap 69.Xenmap with block number 69 with this message on it. Now obviously we're gonna get thousands of messages that say OKX sucks, but how it's supposed to be is like about the so we could say block 69. Nice. And you can write that right on your Xenmap. So I can update it right from the Explorer here. So instead of OKX sucks, the next time I search for it, make sure the transaction finishes. So Cray Crypto, Hydor cannot overwrite your message. You can overwrite your own message. Only the owner of the NFT can update and run that function. So while you can update the message, so I'll demo that for you. That's a good point, because I need to make sure that I did put the logic in there, but I haven't tested it yet. So let's make sure that works. All right, so this should say it's block 69. Nice. So you can see it dynamically updates as I run the functions. So I think that's pretty cool. You can also come over to the smart contract and confirm the data is actually on chain. So if you come over here, you can read the block data for 69.Xenmap. It's block 69, nice. So it's actually stored in the metadata on chain. The token URI is how you get the SVG. So if you wanted, you could do like token ID 5 and it gives you the SVG for that image. So that's pretty cool. So I actually minted a couple of these on my other account. So I'm going to try to update one of these. So if I come into the 0x7AD, this is not my account. I do not own these tokens. I mean, it is my account, but it's not the account I'm logged into. Oh God, which one is it? I think it's this one. So which one did I mint here? So that's the 5288. This one. So which block was this? Oh, so this, okay, so this is kind of something else I forgot to cover. Just for fun, you can do names. So I got hashhead.xenmap instead of a number. So in the mainnet, it won't pull the block data and it won't be a valid Xenmap, but you can still grab like hashhead.xenmap just for the fun of it. You know, that's pretty fun. So just for example, if I come over here, I shouldn't be able to update this. So if I search by Xenmap, hashhead.xenmap, I put hashhead for life on there. That's funny. That's while testing. So this one says hashhead for life. I should not be able to update this because I do not own this. So hashhead.xenmap. Can I update you? And yeah, it doesn't even, so I have to add some error handling there, but it doesn't allow. Yeah, see, it gives me an error because I don't own that. So I have to, that's one of the things I'm gonna have to fix. So you can see it's execution reverted. Caller is not the owner. So that's the error message I'm getting here. So you can see it's not letting me update it, but I have to add that to the error handling of the front end, so it displays the error message. So that's another improvement we're gonna have to make, but it worked. You know, I can't update, you can only update your own, and that's by design. So yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of neglecting the chat here. So can I hide or overwrite my message? No. Yep. So we just proved that. Wes is like, hey. Only if you're self-custody of the Xenmap can you inscribe on it. Correct. Yes. Yep. Can we see the previous inscription? You can in the transaction, but not on the NFT itself. So that's something I'm going to have to add. I like that idea though, being able to, but I have to understand the implications of that. So like if you can infinitely write your messages, there's got to be a point where it becomes too expensive where you can't send it because there's too much data stored in it. But that's just that might just be how it is. I like that, storing the messages on it so you have a string of every message that's ever written on this NFT. I think that's a great idea, and I'm going to try to implement that. How can we tell which maps are available to inscribe? Is there a list? Not yet. There's not a list yet. That's something else we're gonna have to build. So I don't have that. If you try to inscribe one that already exists, so like I'll do 69.xenmap, it does give you the error down here at the bottom, very bottom. Error already, token error already exists. So there is the error that lets you know it already exists. You can search for individual Xenmaps, but there's not like a list yet. That's something else we'll have to build for sure. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's like a diary for sure, for sure. Fun stuff. So that's really all I had. We're gonna keep it brief. I'll cap it off at 30 minutes here. Inscribe, what does... That's funny. We'll do it. I'll put that one on 420. So we got 420.xenmap. I'm gonna say Dank said that. So it's token exists or other processing error. That means someone else owns it. Or wait, maybe it doesn't exist yet. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't exist yet. So we're gonna head and grab it. And these are the updates I need to make. So like the error handling's all messed up. That should have said it doesn't exist rather than it already exists. So I tried to inscribe, it didn't exist, but it tells me it already exists. That doesn't make any sense. But figured it out. Now that we installed 420, we should be able to inscribe Dank's message. So 420.xenmaps. Or Xenmap. So they don't go in numerical order. That's fine. Yeah, they don't have to. They do not have to go in numerical order. You can inscribe whatever number you want. The token ID goes in order, just to keep track. So like this one's hashhead.xenmap, but it's token ID number 4 because it's the 4th one. So it's just a different way to track the record. All right, so we should have inscribed that message. So now if I check 420.xenmap, oh, it didn't. It didn't like the quotes. That's funny. That's something I didn't expect either. That's something we're gonna have to add handling for. So it put the message, but since there were quotation marks, it didn't know how to handle it in the conversion from from the SVG code to the byte 64. So it just put these weird like blocks. That's interesting. So this is something, before we do version 1, I'm gonna have to fix the little stuff like this. I'm hoping to have this DApp in testnet live in the next week, hopefully by next weekend. I'm not trying to put any dates or any, because I have been off work for the last week, so I've had some spare time to kind of spin this whole project up. Now I have to go back to work on Monday, and I'll have less time. But we're so close, so I shouldn't have much more to update. So we're getting close. We're there. So I hope you guys like the idea. I hope you like what I'm building. It's a free mint, first principles. I'm not getting any kickback or anything. It's just me trying to challenge myself, learn how to code in React and JavaScript and interact with blockchain with Web3 modules and all that fun stuff. So I hope you guys like it. If you do, maybe come over to Hashhead, buy me a coffee, support the cause. You know, we got we have different costs. You know, I had to buy Xenmaps.io and pay for the hosting and stuff, which I don't mind. You know, it's all part of the passion project. So we're doing it, making it happen for the Zen community. So I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Sensu. Super inspiring. You're the one that's super inspiring. You know, keep doing the Zenducation videos. I made my wife listen to the whole 3-hour thing on our road trip to Toledo. So that was a lot of fun. She might still be listening. But all right, so we're gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys have a good evening. We will be back with the live streams tomorrow. I've been so wrapped up in the coding that I haven't had a chance to live stream since last week, but we will be back tomorrow. Hey, there's Janet. She's a Hashhead too. All right, time to go put up the Christmas tree. I'm excited. We're gonna have a good night, taking a little break, but we'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Xenmaps_IO Twitter. Check out the hashhead.io, get your stats. There's the explorer.hashhead.io to check your XenBlocks stats, your mining stats. It's all going to be built together for the future. So shout out to all the hashheads. I don't even know, Zensu, do you know? I didn't know if you know that I have a soundboard. And I have a couple of clips here.
Alright, let's fucking hash.
Hey.
Alright,
That's
let's
for
fucking
the
hash.
DGNs and OGs.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, Cleo!
Alright, let's fucking hash.
All right, that's enough. All right, guys. You guys have a good evening. We will be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys like Xenmaps. Let me know your feedback and stay Zen. Peace.
Alright, let's fucking hash.
He's on fire!
Alright, let's fucking hash.
You think too much.
That's for the DGNs and OGs.
Shut the fuck up, Cleo!